franchise that I'm doing with multiple teams. Today, for week 1, I will be playing with the Los Angeles Chargers, and let me set their season goals right now. Just to let you guys know, whoever watched the Pittsburgh game, Ben Roethlisberger is going to be out for 8 weeks with a ruptured disc, so we won't see him for 8 weeks, and I probably won't be playing with the Steelers anymore. Antonio Brown is going to have to fend for herself under the CPU controls. I just can't fathom playing with a backup quarterback horrendous like that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get ready for this game. It should be a better game. So, let's go ahead and get ready. We're playing on all pro settings. Once we get done with this whole week 1, what is going to happen is we're going to go over the standings, go over stat leaders, and then we'll start week 2, and we'll go over injuries and stuff like that. Just keep you guys updated, go over transactions, things of that nature. So that's what we will do after the conclusion of week 1. So far, we only got about 4 more games left after this one to play for week 1. And then we should be good, man. My son is watching something in the background, so that little goofy music you hear is my son actually watching he's a baby, a 1-year-old, watching Blimpy. So anyways, here we go. I'm about to tune out this one, and hopefully you guys could enjoy this one. Thanks.
Need more jewelry, what I tell myself as I'm writing my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? It reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah. We all on the dance floor. Girl, come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti.
An AFC West showdown right out of the gate. Hey, it's the coach. This is week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Alex Smith is gone. This is Patrick Mahomes' team now, as his Chiefs are on the road to face a team that's gotten a lot of preseason buzz, the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll be back at halftime with a look at the games that are going on. But first, we're off to Carson. Standing by, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. The scene here in Carson a moment ago. Both teams making their way out of the tunnel. Phillip Rivers, now the main man here in L.A., as his Chargers will match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. The Charger first down. Rivers hooking up with Allen. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Rivers breaking the tackle, Gates, and it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he's going to be marked down deep into Kansas City territory. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Now Gordon on first down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
To throw, Rivers. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. Rivers now to throw on first down. It's Williams on the catch. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be.
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Anthony Hitchens in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now these Chargers, Charles, 9-7 in their first year back in the greater L.A. area under first-year coach Anthony Lynn. And Rivers continues to lead a gritty team. They went 9-3 after the 0-4 start last year. But look, still have just 1 playoff appearance in 8 seasons, and they have not won the AFC West since 2009.
And you and I both know they know it too. And Phillip Rivers, he knows he's near the end of his career, but he still has productivity left. They made a big push at the end of last season. Rivers and Keenan Allen, still as dangerous a combination as there is in the league. And then on defense, who's blocking Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa? and now you add Derwin James in as a playmaking safety, the Chargers believe 2018 could be their year.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
This is Gordon. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Caught by Gates, left side. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Yeah, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky, because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Rivers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. Starting to rack up the yardage here in this first half. 5 catches now and a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3 and out. First down, Rivers. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Rivers now from the 50. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a first down here. Rivers now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. A reminder coming up at the half, we hook up with a new guy, Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis, and more importantly this year, scores and stats from around the league here in week 1. So do not press that skip button. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup here as he'll get up to about the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of them.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. So, all right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you termed that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And they'll run it here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 4th down, they snap it to Rivers. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They go play action here on 1st down. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Rivers on 1st down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe
try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Rivers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. He'll get the penalty yardage back exactly, 10 yards, as they'll get it to 2nd and 10. Rivers now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contest. Now following the field goal, what can this offense do? We're about to find out. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, Rivers looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Rivers throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Antonio. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. He's back to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as he'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. He'll look to throw. Gates has it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Williams. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense.
After review of the play,
this was once a 13-point game. Now they've got a chance to go ahead on first and goal. Back to throw. The quick slant caught. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Antonio Gates with 8. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year. Week one, you had to fly over the big American.
Did you guys see that game? Did you guys see that game?
It is an opening day, opening game.
27-23. Antonio Gates, MVP. This was a great game. 27-23. Victory at the last second. Picture perfect. Let's check out some stats.
So for the home team here, that'll be a happy
We got
locker room as they start the season 1-0.
Phillip Rivers, QB rating over 100. 26 of 38, 335 yards. 68 completion percentage. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Other than that, without those 2 picks, you'd have had a perfect game. Rushing, Melvin Gordon got injured. Austin Eckler came in, did his thing. Receiving, Keenan Allen, 9 catches, 114 yards. Couldn't find the end zone. Then we had Antonio Gates, 8 catches, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. So we got some good plays out of Mike Williams, 4 catches, 42 yards, and he found the end zone today. So kudos to him, second-year guy out of Clemson, and I was holding my breath on that play. But great game overall. Check out the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 18 of 33, 237 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. Rushing, Kareem Hunt did his thing on the ground, averaging 4 yards a carry and scoring a touchdown, getting nearly 100 yards. And then Chris Conley and Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill all had 4 catches. Spread the variability on them. So cool. Anyways, we'll stay tuned to the next game. This was a nail biter, but we got the victory 27-23. Played with the Chargers. So let's look forward to what the next game is. Almost done with week 1. We're still in week 1 and just systematically going through it. So it was a tough game and it was a fun game to play. So next game we got next. We go here to schedule. We'll go to league schedule. So games I got left now, I got Seahawks and the Broncos. I'm gonna play with the Broncos. Cowboys and the Panthers, I won't play that game. Redskins and the Cardinals, I won't play that game. Packers and the Bears, I will play with the Packers. Jets and Lions, I won't play that game. Rams and the Raiders, I will play with the Rams. So 3 more games left in week 1 that I'm going to user control. So should make for a lot of fun. So this was an excellent game, like I said, guys. So very excited to get week 1, to conclude week 1. At the end of week 1, we'll go over standings. We'll go over stat leaders, and we'll also go over injuries and free agent transactions, trade transactions, things of that nature, just to make it realistic. But week 1 is almost done, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thanks.